What's going on, guys? I'm Coach Mike, and welcome back to the channel. So yesterday we did a breakdown of the Kansas City Chiefs, specifically Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill, where we broke down a play and really looked at kind of where the Titans fell, what they weren't able to do. So I wanted to kind of do it justice going into the Super Bowl and give you guys a look at the 49ers. As you can see here, guys, they were the #1 passing defense in the NFL, giving up only 169.2 yards per game during the regular season, and they were #2 only behind the Patriots in total defense, basically giving up 281.8 yards per game. Now, we talked about how electrifying Patrick Mahomes is with his mobility, what the Titans failed to do in containing him and getting pressure on him, and I think that if anybody matches up well against what we saw yesterday with the speed of Tyreek Hill, the mobility and accuracy of Patrick Mahomes, it is going to be the San Francisco 49ers, again, with the best pass defense in the league. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at their game that they just played, where the score did not really say exactly how much of a beating the Packers really took in that game. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at specifically the 49ers' ability to create pressure on an elite quarterback. They were able to do it against Aaron Rodgers. And honestly, I think if they are able to do it against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I think the Niners are going to walk away with it. However, if somehow the Chiefs are able to shut down the pass rush and somehow find a way to get open space against a pretty stellar secondary that the Niners have, then I do think the Chiefs are going to walk away with it. But anyways, let's go ahead and break down some film. All right, guys, so the first sack of this game came from Nick Bosa. It was a 13-yard loss, and the Packers had the ball on their own 42-yard line facing a 3rd and 7. They came out in kind of a traditional 3rd and long situation where they had 5 wide here, and we're going to go ahead and watch it in regular speed, then slow it down and really look at kind of the play, just like we did yesterday, and then we're going to take a look at the other 2 sacks as well, possibly even an interception. So when we play it in full speed here, we're just going to let it run here, and as you can see, the Niners are only going to rush 4 here, and that is pretty critical, okay? If you're only rushing 4, that means you got 7 guys that you can drop back into coverage, and as you can see there, he goes down and takes the sack. But let's kind of go back, slow it down a little bit, and see exactly what's going on here, okay? So when they first snap the ball here, they kind of roll a guy out there. You can see that that this guy kind of moved with him, but it's still zone. He was basically just assigned to kind of watch the running back there who goes out into a wide receiver spot here. But what we're going to see is they're going to come out here and they're going to go into cover 1 zone with 5 guys blanketing the middle of the field from sideline to sideline, okay? So you've got cover 1. I'm going to go ahead and put it in slow motion here real quick. And you'll see right here, you've got your 1 safety going high and 5 guys. Now right there, okay, we're going to pause it real quick. This is where it's starting to break down. You had 2 guys kind of rushing along the weak side of the quarterback there, and one of them is going to get through. We're going to look at it from another camera angle as well, but take a look at this coverage. Really, this is Aaron Rodgers' only option right here. However, since they were already at the 42 and needed a full 7 yards, the reality is you've got 4 defenders right here. If Aaron Rodgers were to throw the ball right here, there's no way he's picking up the first down, and they're going to be punting on the next play. And you can see that the coverage is pretty solid, at least at this point. And this is where the defensive line is starting to get through. So there's not really going to be a ton of options for Aaron Rodgers here. So as you can see, he starts to roll out, trying to escape the pressure. By this point, we actually have a couple of good options, but Aaron Rodgers is not going to have an opportunity to throw it. As I said, it's cover 1. There's only 1 safety over the top, and you now have 2 receivers here. It is completely impossible for this guy to guard both of these receivers. It's just not going to happen. A quick pump fake to one and then a lob to another, and that could be a touchdown. However, due to the pressure that the Niners are bringing here, it is not going to happen, and Aaron Rodgers is going to take a 13-yard sack. So I want to go ahead and look at it from another camera angle here as well. This is looking at it from the line, looking right at the quarterback. You've got these 4 guys, and I want you to pay attention to this side of the field, because this is really where all of the pressure is going to come through. They're both going to kind of come along here and basically break through the others. The only way to stop this kind of rush would really be to hold, in which case you get backed up 10 yards. So let's go ahead and take a look at it here. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and throw it in slow motion once he goes ahead and snaps the ball, and we're going to take a look at exactly where it breaks down. Okay, so right here, You got two guys there. He could hold him, but that would be a penalty, and Aaron Rodgers is in trouble right there. He's got a hand on him. Again, this is the guy who I said he could get to, but there was no way he was picking up all 7 yards, and that right there is the way that drive ended. Let's go ahead and take a look at another sack. All right, guys, so we're now fast forwarding to the second quarter where we're going to see a 9-yard sack strip fumble by Aaron Rodgers. Once again, facing 3rd and 6 in his own territory. So when you're in these bad situations where you're kind of at 3rd and long, this is an opportunity where you're able to blitz. Last time we saw the pressure come through with only a 4-man rush. This is going to be a 6-man blitz. And I talked about this yesterday when I was saying how the Niners would need to come at the Chiefs in order to shut down Mahomes, where you would need kind of blitzes coming from a side, disrupting him from the outside, and this is a beautifully disguised blitz. And when I say disguised blitz, I just mean how they're coming out and actually showing it. It's pretty clear when we start to run the play that it is going to be a blitz. You can see that they start to crowd the line. So I'm going to go ahead and run it here in slow motion, and we're going to break it down as it goes with a little bit of pausing in here as well. So you can see that they're kind of all crunching up to the line. You know a blitz is coming. Right there, you've got two guys moving, and this is actually going to be a 6-man blitz here, but it's specifically going to be overloading this side of the field, and there's just going to be one more guy that can be blocked. So here we go. As it goes out, you'll see right here, this guy is actually going to come off the line and back up to play a soft zone. We're once again going to see kind of cover 1, even though they've got trips over here and only 2 defenders, because you've got 6 guys coming, most of them coming from this side. You're going to see that they get through really with no issue. You've got this edge rusher here, and we're going to look at it from another camera angle to show the beauty of it. But right here, Aaron Rodgers gets smacked down, ends up fumbling the ball. Green Bay does recover it, so they were able to punt the ball away. End result, we know the Niners won this one. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off slow-mo here, and we're going to look at it from another angle to just show how effective this blitz was, okay? So as you can see, we're giving it right from Aaron Rodgers' perspective here. He's got kind of a crowded line here. He's got a running back on that side holding back to block, but it's just not going to be enough. So we'll go ahead, slow it down, and we're going to take a look at it in slow motion here as it comes through, again, focusing on this side of the field. You can see right here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in the box. And right here, you've got a double team here, which is going to cause this guy to come off. And right here, from that outside, he's coming in. Nothing he can do. Goes right for the ball. Takes it out of Aaron Rodgers' hand. Look at that fumble. How, with 2 guys there, how the Packers managed to come up with this fumble recovery is beyond me, but they did do it, saved him a bunch of yards. We got one more sack to look at in this game, and we may go ahead and look at the 2 interceptions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next play. All right, so the Packers were facing a 2nd and 15 with a little over a minute left in the first half of the game. And this is where Aaron Rodgers throws his first interception of the game. And I want to break this down because this is actually a really beautifully played cover 3 interception where Mosley just plays this amazingly. And a bad throw by Aaron Rodgers ends up helping him out on this one. But we're going to play it because it's initially going to look like cover 1, but we're going to talk about why it's actually a cover 3 play. We'll go ahead and play it in real time here real quick so you can see the interception right there. Mosley grabs it, and then we're going to go ahead and pull it back and break down exactly what's going on in slow motion here. So we're going to go ahead and play it here. We'll fast forward a little bit here and go from there. So we see that Aaron Rodgers is going to take the snap here. Okay, so at first you're going to see this kind of looks like cover 1, right? You've got one guy going back, and you see everything across the middle of the field is kind of that same zone coverage we saw. Once again, a 4-man rush. But the reality is you'll see that this corner right here and this corner right here are actually assigned to go play deep into cover 3. However, they play it really, really smart here. So even though their assignment is cover 3, they know based on where this lines up that this is kind of going to be the guy that he needs to kind of be aware of, as well as this one, since he knows that these guys are guarding the middle of the field and his job is to play it deep. When we play it here, you'll see right here, Aaron Rodgers makes his decision, okay? So he sees that his receiver right here, which is Allison, is breaking this middle zone, okay? And he sees that the safety or the corner over here is a little bit on the outside. However, Aaron Rodgers makes a big mistake by throwing a little bit behind his receiver, and Mosley just plays this beautifully, cutting in, keeping his eyes back on the quarterback, and walks away with a pick right here. Huge play, stopped any, late second quarter momentum that the Packers were trying to build. And I want to play it from another angle here as well, where we look at it from Aaron Rodgers' point of view. Okay, because when we look at it here, you can really see the beauty of how well this was, this was played by Mosley. Okay, because it was just a great play that ended up. I think even if Aaron Rodgers threw a dot here, it was going to be batted down. But because he was a little bit off on the throw, again, pressure coming through with only this 4-man rush. But when he throws it here, take a look at this one. It's behind the receiver. He's reaching back with one hand. And when you've got a corner playing that so well, that's a recipe for disaster, which the Packers learned. So there we have 2 sacks, 1 interception. Let's take a look at a little bit more of exactly how well coached and how well this 49ers defense plays. All right, guys, so facing a 2nd and 6 with a little over 3 minutes left in the game, we are going to see the 3rd and final sack, which is once again going to be another fumble. Somehow the Packers managed to recover this one as well. But let's go ahead and run this one because, again, it is going to show another example of why this Niners pass rush is so nasty. And as you can see, he goes down very, very quickly. But I want to break down a couple of these things here in slow motion on this one because there's a lot of beautiful play here that if the Niners can do this effectively against the Chiefs, it's going to make a really, really difficult time for Patrick Mahomes. So we're going to go ahead and run it here, and we're going to slow it down in slow motion, okay? And what we see here, I'm going to give it a quick pause because this is initially cover 2. Okay, but there's actually, I believe this is Richard Sherman right here. He sees something, and this is just something that a veteran guy like Richard Sherman is going to do that most people aren't. Because the base formation of this defense, you have your cover 2, you've kind of got your middle of the field covered here. But you'll see that Patrick Sherman at this point is noticing that this guy who's playing that high safety on this side of the field is actually going to try to defend this guy right here. And what I think is really interesting is how Patrick Sherman actually goes in to kind of fill that other side of the field in case he gets beat deep. It's of course all a moot point because of the insane pass rush here getting to Aaron Rodgers. But there you can see, just in case that somehow went deep, Sherman was ready to make a play on that ball and shut down, any last-minute desperation attempt that the Packers might have had. So we're going to go ahead and speed this thing up, fast forward and take a look at a different camera angle here and kind of show it from the idea of what Aaron Rodgers was looking at, okay? So here, everything lines up, and once again, what makes this so impressive is it is just a 4-man rush. They're getting a ton of pressure off the edge, which is opening up the inside in this case. And if they can do that, it's really going to hurt Patrick Mahomes' ability to get out of the pocket and make things happen. Because when someone's coming from the outside, it makes it really hard to go to that side of the field. So you'll see here as it's coming through, we've got 4 guys lined up, and all of the pressure is going to be coming from this side right over here, particularly with a speed rush off the edge. Right here, you can see that Bosa is going to get around his guy, and basically, there's nothing you can do at this point. The inside's fighting, the pocket starts to collapse, and Aaron Rodgers is going to go down, taking a sack. Somehow, despite that, with the fumble, the Packers hang onto the ball for a little bit more hope being left on for their fans. Let's take a look at one more play and wrap this thing up. All right, guys, so the final play that we're going to be breaking down today comes just after the 2-minute warning leading into the end of the game. In fact, after this play, the Niners just took 3 knees to end the game, but this is the final interception of the game, and I talked about it on the last play where I said Richard Sherman is an absolute pro, and this is just an example of it here. He got burned a little earlier in the game, so I feel like he was just kind of trying to make up for it here with a great play at the end. So we're going to go ahead and run it in full speed first, and then we'll break it down here. But as you can see, it's going to be a cover 3 play, and Sherman is just going to go ahead and take advantage of an overthrow for the interception here. So really, I mean, there's not a ton here. Again, it's a pretty basic 3-3 cover 3 where you basically have 3 guys deep, 3 guys kind of in the middle here. And, when we play it here, right there, you've got this deep post that's ultimately going to be the target here. And Richard Sherman just turns on the Jets at the end here, gets ahead of the receiver. It's a slightly overthrown ball, and that's really going to end the game. You can see him hopping into a celebration right there at the end. But that's really going to be critical. If they are going to beat the Chiefs here, they are going to need to have a similar game plan. A lot of pressure with as few guys as possible. If they're able to get pressure with only 4 guys rushing, it's going to make for a really bad day for Patrick Mahomes. just because there's not much you can do when you're getting pressure and forcing the quarterback to throw the ball quickly with only 4 guys, because at least 7 guys out there in coverage and not a lot of opportunities for receivers to get open. But anyways, let's go ahead and close this video out. All right, guys, so that's been the film breakdown. Hope you enjoyed it. I just want to highlight a couple of the stats there because it was really pretty impressive. Mostert obviously just went off as far as rushing yards, but I think it's pretty impressive. Garoppolo was 6 for 8, only 8 pass attempts the entire game by the Niners, and the defense was absolutely smothering. Aaron Rodgers is a veteran, no doubt an elite quarterback, but this Niners defense frustrated him all day, forced him to throw 2 interceptions, sacked him 3 times for a total of 30 yards lost there. And when you're getting, turnovers and sacks at that rate, it makes it pretty hard to win a game, especially when the other team is going out there and just, running for a ton of yards. But guys, if you like the video, make sure to drop a like. If there's a particular play or something you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you get post notifications. Thanks so much. I love you guys. You are the best ever. I'm Coach Mike, and I'm out.